GLAM, Los Angeles.
Hi, Kirby. Hi, Sara. Welcome to Los Angeles.
Okay, Kirby, I feel like this is relevant because we have been traveling a lot and we are going to be traveling next week.
Yes.
There was an article on The Cut that the headline is wearing perfume on a plane okay?
Ooh.
So The Cut is discussing the etiquette of wearing fragrances during travel. And this specific writer, Alexandra Pauly, she had an experience with a fellow passenger's overpowering scent of Baccarat Rouge 540. And so that led to this discussion of whether or not it's okay to wear perfume on a plane. Thoughts?
No. Don't do it.
Right?
Have common sense.
Yeah, like be clean, smell like
shower.
you just showered.
A fragrant deodorant if you must.
Yeah.
Maybe a little rollerball action.
Light, just a light scent.
Before you spritz, put it down.
Mhm.
I don't want one spritz.
Or like do it before boarding.
No.
No, but not like a heavy spritz, but like if you're gonna do the rollerball, but nothing in the cabin.
No.
Never in the cabin.
We are recycling air in a plane. What do you not understand about that?
Yeah.
It already can kind of smell whack.
Right.
Depending on what type of flight you're taking.
Right. Like the base level is like not good already.
And I understand that people think that flights are the lawless land. Airports,
Oh my gosh.
laws don't exist. I truly have seen the most insane things airline passengers have attempted or actually done in an airport that really boggles the mind. But in this case, have some decorum.
Yes.
You are not an animal.
Yeah. You don't need to smell like fragrant. No one.
You should not smell bad, but you should not be trying to get people to ask you what your perfume is on a flight.
If anything, you shouldn't smell like anything.
Yeah.
Like
Neutral.
Neutrality.
I love Prada Paradox. Have it on clothes that you're re-wearing.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, wow, that's so
Yeah.
If you, first of all, I can't say that I actually love Baccarat Rouge, so I would be pissed.
Yeah.
I would be very upset. And it only smells good on Rihanna to me.
Yeah.
Okay. But I truly would not be okay. The nose issues, people have allergies.
Yep. Yeah, totally. People
And
have so many allergies.
And I can see how people would argue, but people bring their dogs on flights.
Right.
I think that's a valid argument.
Yeah.
Because I have brought Quinn,
Yeah.
my passenger princess, on flights.
Yes.
She's 8 pounds.
Right.
But she had to. She
Yeah.
literally had to.
Right.
And so I think about that a lot. Like, should there be separate flights that you can buy where dogs are allowed and you can opt out of it, where you're like, oh, this is a dog-friendly flight, then I need to find an alternative option?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know there's like a dog airline now.
Right.
But Quinn would literally lose her mind.
Yeah, if there were other dogs. I get it.
So she has to be amongst the humans.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I feel like even when it comes to like hand lotions,
You gotta be careful.
sanitizers, like
Yes.
this is not the time for the like really intense Touchland scents.
Right.
Like,
I also feel weird even using my Clorox wipes.
oh, I know, because that's also a very strong. But at least for me, I'm like, it's killing
I'm
the
like,
bacteria.
it's sanity.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
my sanity and
Yeah.
sanitizing.
Yeah.
I need both of those things.
Because we know that they're not.
When you
they're
wipe-
not cleaning between
Delta,
flights. Sorry, they're
I'm
not.
a platinum member. I am disgusted. I am disgusted by what comes up when I wipe not only my chair, but the table that we eat off of. The past 3 Delta flights I have been on in the last 4 months, trash.
Yeah.
Like visible.
Yeah.
Not like hiding in a pocket.
Yeah.
Visible trash. What are we doing? I understand that the flight industry has been suffering. And
Yes.
so I'm really not trying to pile on. But if I'm paying that much for a flight, I expect the
Exactly.
Sun Chips bag to be disposed of. And the water bottle.
Yes.
Please.
Exactly.
Anyways.
Yes. We need to do better. We need to pay the flight staff better. We need, all of that, but we also just need it to be clean, and we also need to not wear fragrance.
Can we go back to Pan Am days?
Yeah.
I want my flight to be an experience.
Yeah.
Less seats. I would pay more for a flight with less seats.
Right.
Where you can get up and walk about the cabin.
Yes.
it feels more like a luxurious experience. There's no chance in my lifetime I will ever afford a private plane.
Right.
But I don't even want a private flight.
No.
I'm okay being amongst the people.
Yeah, totally.
But let's just
Just
minimize the amount of them.
Yeah, and then just being courteous. Everyone just
Right.
being courteous.
Everyone's happier because they feel more catered to. They're not squeezed and touching someone next to them. There's room. Everyone's nicer. See, we could really solve this problem, clearly. We really know the basis of the issues with the flight industry.
Yes, but bottom line is, we both agree with this writer. No fragrances.
Absolutely not.
Keep them in the bag. Spray them after. This next headline is about Botox and tariffs. Did you read this article on Allure? But I'm sure you've heard the conversation. Are we going to be paying more for our Botox and our dermal fillers because of the tariffs?
Yes. Correct.
All right. That's next.
I didn't get to read it though.
But
is that
I'm like,
true?
what else? What are we not paying more for these days? So it was just saying that it summarized that like where Botox is made, it's actually made, I didn't know this, exclusively in Westport, Ireland.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes, because Jenny Bailly of Allure has gone to Allergan's facility there.
Why is it made there? That's just where it is.
Yeah, I don't know the exact reason. I am unsure about why Allergan set up shop there.
Okay.
But I could have told you that this would be a problem because a lot of times when we hear about these injectables that come to the U.S., they come to the U.S.
Yeah.
They have been around for however many
Totally.
years, and they finally get FDA approved in the U.S.
Yeah, it's usually the last
because
place.
they have been using them wherever else around the world.
Right.
So
Jeuveau and Ledibo, is that how to say that?
Oh, I haven't heard of that
That's
one.
from South Korea. Xeomin, Germany. Restylane and Sculptra, Sweden. So all that to say is not made here.
So basically what you're saying is when we go to Amsterdam, we should really be just plumping ourselves up.
Yep. If you are going to Amsterdam, South Korea, or Sweden, get your fill there. No, yeah. I mean, we'll see. Like, I wonder when we'll start to see the prices increase because obviously I think, what is here right now has been saved from the tariffs. But I feel like in 6 months to a year, just be prepared. Plan it out. But budget it into your spending.
Because right now in LA, I think the going rate for an injectable like a neurotoxin goes anywhere from $15 to $25, depending on where you're at in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I had a friend reach out to me saying, okay, I think I know the answer to this, but should I use this Groupon to get Botox? And I'm like, are you on crack? No.
You're like, have you listened to any of our episodes?
It's actually become very abundantly clear. None of my friends listen to my podcast.
That's okay.
They don't engage with any of my content. Babe, I love you dearly. Don't do it. Like, you would be crazy.
Yeah.
She was asking me what the going rate was. I'm like, in LA, she was like, I found a place for $12 a unit. I'm like, check it out. Make sure it's okay.
Yeah.
But like, that's a great deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And obviously it depends on the injectable. Is it Botox versus Dysport?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes
Totally.
they vary based off how much they're paying to get it. So
yeah. So all that to say, expect the prices to increase if you are dabbling in that.
Everything's going up.
Everything's going up. Okay. This last headline, my note here is, this is a new report, but also duh.
Love this.
Yes. So the headline is, lip size shapes beauty perception. Preferences differ by gender. So a recent study from the University of Sydney published April 10th in the Proceedings of the Royal Society B, I don't know what that is, explores how lip size influences perceptions of facial attractiveness, revealing notable gender-based differences and the effects of visual adaptation. So it found that female participants tended to prefer plumper lips on female faces, whereas male participants favored natural-sized lips on female faces.
Interesting. But do men even know what natural size is? They look at women and think they're not wearing makeup when they have a full beat.
That's very, very true.
So maybe they think that.
Yeah, like their baseline of like what a natural lip size is actually.
I'm like, that woman has had filler.
Yeah. So
they just don't want it to look egregious, I guess.
Yeah. But I think it was interesting. I mean, it's not surprising, but that women they prefer like the plumper lips.
That is interesting.
Leading to what they're calling lip dysmorphia, which...
And that causes overfilling and things of that nature?
Yep, and then the lip flips and all the things.
Wow.
The overlining.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen it.
It's also interesting that – it's not interesting. This is just a duh, like you said.
Yeah, it's a duh.
But men really do want women to be perfect but also natural.
Yep. It makes no sense.
Please get a grip.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want me to have giant boobs and I do not have giant boobs, the only way to get giant boobs for myself would be implants.
Yeah. But like great if they look
And
natural.
you would, yeah.
If they look like real
If they're
natural
going to the
boobs.
opposite side, there's a big gaping hole in the middle. No. But if they have the nice Kylie Jenner
Right.
teardrop shape, then that's okay.
Yeah.
It kind of just goes back to the conversation about plastic surgery in general, how we're like, wow, so-and-so is aging so gracefully. And it's like, yeah, she had a facelift and work done.
Right.
She has wrinkles, but she still had work done.
Yeah.
Or if you see a woman who kind of looks insane, you're like, oh my God, like, why can't you just like tone it down? And it's like, because we are putting all of these pressures on women to look a certain way.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not fair. We're not going to win.
No.
But it said the study found that the brain processes lip size as a distinct feature separate from the overall facial structure, indicating that lip size alone can significantly impact attractiveness judgments.
Well, that's why women think certain women are beautiful while men think certain women are hot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's funny that the call is coming from inside the house where we're like, oh, she has big lips.
Yeah.
That's like,
yeah.
Remember, so I won't say her name, but when we were in Savannah, we were talking to somebody there and she was talking about getting lip filler and she had gotten lip filler.
Yeah.
It was very minimal.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't change the look on her face. She has thin lips to begin with, and she was thinking she wanted to get more. And I'm like, I want you to go look at lips and then rethink this idea of getting lip filler.
Yeah.
It looks like they took Play-Doh and rolled it between their hands and put it on her lips in a lip shade.
Yeah.
Embrace your thin lips if you have them.
Right.
I have seen TikTok has really shown me the power of filler, where I'll see a woman's face and she's never popped up on my FYP before. And I'm like, oh, she has like really beautiful features. And then she shows a before photo and I'm like, oh my gentle Jesus.
Yeah.
She had the thinnest lips I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And then you see these and it's just, it works with her features, but she looked good either way.
Right. It's just like there's such a disconnect from what you actually look like and what you were born with. But I feel like with lips, people are less like, they're like, oh, whatever, it's just your lips, it'll dissolve, versus like, they have these strong feelings about like facelift or whatever, right?
Right.
But with their lips, they're like, whatever, I can like plump it up as much as possible and play it off like they're mine. But you're like, no, actually, that doesn't look anything like your God-given lips.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you see people who talk about getting their lip filler dissolved. And I'm like, okay, I get it, but your lips are still different now.
Right.
You're not back to where you started.
Yeah.
Your lips have changed. I've noticed that. I got lip filler. Dr. Samolitis did it for me. And I remember when she did it, I was very happy. It was because as you get older, your lips deflate.
Yeah.
At least white women.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's a universal thing for sure.
And so she was like, let's add a little bit. And I remember really liking it. But then I felt I got it done, I think 2 or 3 times. And after the 3rd time, I was like, I'm going to stop because I could see this going south. Like I could see me just becoming like, I need them bigger, not plumper.
Totally.
Like larger and take over my face. And I don't want that. And so every now and again, I think, okay, maybe I'll go in and just get a little bit just to kind of smooth out the lines on my lips.
Yeah.
Everybody has lines on their lips. So as you get older, they become more prominent.
Yeah.
But for now, I think I'll just chill. But the lips are so interesting because they're like, oh yeah, they'll just dissolve or it'll just go away or I can get them dissolved.
Right.
Then it's like, but your lip shape doesn't actually go back to where you started from.
I think there's like something so beautiful about like a thin lip shape.
When I see women that have untouched lips,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, please do not fuck around and find out. Like, just let it be. I think we are going back to that.
I do
But
too.
then again, like I said,
Yeah.
I see women that get them done and they look incredible.
Yeah. Right.
So-
but then it's like the upkeep of that.
Yeah.
And then what do your lips look like when you're like
Older.
60,
Yeah, like
70?
what has been done.
We'll see. But yeah, lips are just, I knew they were important, but apparently they're really important.
I would have loved to seen photos of what men thought
You're
natural.
right. We should look into this.
What
We'll
did
dive a little
natural
bit
mean?
deeper.
Yeah, to them. All right. Those were some interesting and fun headlines to chat about. Everybody, we are going to be going to one episode a week for the next 2 weeks. Sarah and I, when you guys are listening to this, we will be in Amsterdam amongst the tulips, having a great time, recording a fun episode for you guys. So you'll get this episode this week, and then next week you will get a guest episode on Friday. So if you want to hang with us, come to Slack, find us on Instagram, TikTok, all of the things, our broadcast channel on Instagram, and we will be back full
ASAP.
schedule on, I guess, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Whatever that date is. 2 weeks.
We'll miss ya.